Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us again for our online event series of July. So, Sadaf will be talking about the 7 levels of leadership today, and we're really excited to bring her back for you due to popular demand. And I'm going to hand it over to Sadaf now. So, Sadaf, take it away, all yours.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, and I'm super excited to be with you. It's going to be amazing, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of takeaways. Before we start, I want you to have a pen and just a paper because there are a lot of great information you can keep to yourself, and in case you needed to share it with me later on. So these are the notes that you really need to be having with you. So this is probably a very new topic for you. I'm kind of very in love with what I'm going to talk about, so that's why we're going to have so much fun. This is basically, it's called energy leadership, and we're going to talk about transforming your workplace and your life from the core and how you show up in the world. So I'm going to give you a little bit of bio about myself, then you know a little bit of me, who I am, and who you're going to listen to. Mm, yeah, as you know, my name is Sadaf Gazalbash, and my background is I'm from Iran. It's been 12 years. I'm living in Canada. Uh, I've been the reason I want to share. I actually been into different fields because I know when people are changing the country, workplace, and so many big transitions in life. People might question themselves, why did I do this? I don't like to be doing what I used to do, and because they have a lot of fears of judgment, or maybe change is not a good thing in the professional path, and some judgment or cultural visions. So I want to give you a little bit of a vision about what I used to do and what I'm doing. It's kind of interrelated, and also maybe you don't find it very relevant to each other. I used to be in sales, professional sales for 7 years, and when I moved to Canada, I definitely changed my field. I studied child development in Ryerson University, and I started to work with children, kindergarten teacher and school teacher, work with school agers for a couple of years, and I realized this is not that I can tap my into my potentials. I cannot live potentially the way I want. So basically, I hired a coach, someone like me right now, and I paid them, and they helped me to tap into my potentials and find what I really my abilities can serve me. So that's how I studied the professional coaching, and then after that, I'm a positive psychology practitioner from Flourishing Center in New York, and then now I am an energy leadership practitioner, and now an associate coach. I work with organizations such as ACCES, as you see, and I work with executives, and I am very happy with what I do. And yes, it was a hard journey for me. It never is easy when you want to tap into your potential. So now we're moving to the subject because we have a lot to share. So someone is called Bruce D. Schneider. Bruce D. Schneider is a founder of IPIC institution, and he was very creative. About 15 years ago, he organized uh, the way we show up in the world in two different energies. He divided these two energy, not energy, I mean the sun energy of or the happiness energy or the sadness energy or the energy we have to wake up. This energy is defining the way we show up in the world, which has its own thoughts, its own feelings, and its own action and results. There is two ways of having this energy with you. The first one is anabolic, which is very constructive, expanding, healing, building energy. The type of energy releases anabolic hormones and stimulates anabolic hormones in your brain, such as testosterone, into your body. On the other side, We have catabolic way of being, catabolic energy, which is destructive, draining energy. The type of energy releases catabolic chemicals from your brain, such as cortisol and adrenaline, which is actually eat away at our very cell level. We're going to the next slide. I want to talk about the thought model with you before we go to the levels. The thought model here, I want to show you how the circle of thought works in us. When there is a thought, there is always a brain stimulation. When there is a brain stimulation, there is always a hormone production. When there is a hormone production, for those of you who are in healthcare or medical fields, or maybe just like me, you might have a biology background, because I have my bachelor in biology, so I know a little bit of these things. Um, Basically, the different hormones are being stimulated from the brain, and it has its own function. Hormones are the reason that we have feelings and express them, and feelings create emotion. So you might ask, what is the difference between feelings and emotion in here? Feelings are the result of the hormone production, such as when I'm angry or upset, I might get a red skin, or I might get a little bit sweaty on my palms or my body, or maybe it's something that is not noticeable, but I know that, but not everybody can notice that. So the things that we can notice from people are emotions. So feelings are triggering emotions. So when I yell or when I say something which is based on that emotion is created by the feelings. And now we have a result in here. So basically, I just wanted to give you an idea about this circle, and then we're moving to the next slide, which is starting from energy level 1. Energy level 1 is the most destructive and most catabolic way of showing up in the world. I'm going to share, for each level, I'm going to share the core thought, core feelings and emotion, and the result and action each way of being in the world has. So make sure you definitely take a note when I'm talking, and take a note for yourself. What creates level 1 in your life? What triggers being in level 1 energy in your life? So now I'm not going to waste your time to tell you every time I'm moving to each level. Please take a note for yourself, because these are really, really important information for yourself. Okay, now we're going to focus on, if you can show the full slide, that'd be awesome. So the core thought associated with level 1. Level 1 is a victim energy. Basically, you feel you are at the effect of each cause. You are at the effect of everything, circumstances. So the core thought can be like this: I lose, I hate myself, I don't matter, I'm not valuable or valued, I have no choice, I'm a loser. And emotions and feeling associated with level 1 is apathy, guilt, self-doubt, worry, anxious, fear, sorrow and depression, embarrassment, hopeless, powerless. So as you see, many of us, because we're actually talking about the workplace and resume and maybe finding a new place to work, everything is new to us, or maybe going to something like interview, which is absolutely might be stressful for some people, and it's very understandable. And we might take things very rough on us, because we judge it a lot, we judge the situation. And action and result are associated with level 1, guys, can be focused on self, avoid confrontation. So you might be asked the question, someone asks you a question in the interview, and it might hit you, that question, but you're free to ask Why is that? And or maybe not only in the interview, maybe a colleague asks you a question or a situation that is really bothering you, and you don't like the confrontation. You are at the cause, you are at the effect of this event, and it actually hits you really bad, and it might annoy you for a couple of nights. A lack of productivity definitely is a result of this level. Self-esteem, lack of self-esteem, focus on problems, majority of the situation, work in crisis mood, take things personally. That's, as I'm saying, maybe someone is wearing hijab in the interview, or maybe someone is wearing a cultural outfit or something, hear something that you don't like and you think is related to your skin color, is related to your accent, or you're not good enough, your English is not good enough, you are not confident enough, but maybe none of those is the case. And do you know how many clients I have? They are dealing with so much level one when they are applying for a job. And trust me, I was a witness that so many people with higher levels, with more anabolic levels, with more constructive levels, with less skills, they get amazing positions. You might not believe it, because there's something more internal than a surface and your profession and your experiences. There are stuff that you need to be worked on. So we're moving to, this is 100% catabolic. You just make sure that you take a note of that. And I want you to really make a note. What are the factors that triggers these levels in you? Spiritual factors, mental factors, emotional factors, physical factors. What's stopping you not to act more productive and more anabolic and more constructive? We're moving to level two. It's 70% catabolic, and level two, as you see in the picture, is dealing with conflict a lot and anger. Core thought that it comes occur into this level is mostly I win and you lose. So in any situation you feel there is one side thinking of I win and the other side think I win as well, and they wish for someone else to be a loser, or they think that this game has to have one winner, one loser. I'm right, you're wrong. A black and white thinking. I hate you. I know better than you, because of the perception, supported by evidence, assumptions, interpretation. As I said exactly in the interview or workplace, there are a lot of things because of the cultural differences, and even the cultural in the culture of the workplace is different from where we are, where we're coming from. These are the practices that are different, but we are the same everywhere we're going, we're the same. So you need to look into your perception, your translation of what you hear or what you see from the situation. So when you translate it in a way that hurts you, you show up absolutely very catabolic. The emotions and are associated with level two is anger, definitely anger, hatred, greed, resentment, discord, pride, blame. You're blaming people for what they do and how they show up, instead of pointing at yourself and see how you are translating um, each connection, each situation. So the action and result associated with level two is defiance. Focus is on the other people, on the other side of yourself, outside of yourself. Force, control, stress. Everything is a struggle in my life. Oh my God. I win, you lose. I can't forgive. I'm better than you. It's a dog and cat game. It's a dog eat dog world. People always disappoint me. Frustration and entitlement. These are the things are associated with, these are the results you're going to have. And one of the very things that I'm really worried about people are showing up in the level 2 a lot is disengagement. When you are disengaged, then there is no connection, absolutely disconnection, and you might show up passive and hiding, and no action, lethargy is going to happen to you, and avoidance, which is very hurtful to you and your others and people around you in your life, in your professional life. We're going to move to level 3. Level 3 energy. So make sure you take note about what triggers level 2 in your life. What situation triggers you being like level 2 in your life? And I need to take a pause in here and tell you something, guys. We are not levels. I keep saying this to my people when I have this talk with them. In energy leadership, we are not levels. I cannot say as a coach that many people might like me and I'm successful in what I'm doing. I cannot say I am level 5 or level 6 or level 7. No, we are not levels. Levels are situational. So from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you're going back to the bed, you put your head in your pillow, you might experience many different levels in your daily basis, under stress or normal situations. And this is the way we show up in different situations. I do actually have a lot of level 1 in certain situation in myself. I'm being vulnerable to you. I'm not perfect because I'm teaching this. All of us, we're humans. We have different feelings, thoughts, beliefs, emotion. So you don't take things with you after this webinar and say, oh no, I'm absolutely level 1. What Sadaf said, that I'm so disappointed at myself. I'm always level 1 and 2. So this is not your identity. This is the way you choose to show up without having awareness. After this webinar, you have the awareness to shift to the better level by your choice. It's all about choices we make. So level 3, anabolic energy starts in here. So in level 3, we have, as you see, different thoughts, different feelings, and different action and results. I want to share with you in level 1. Level 3 has something, the core thing is like you're so responsible for what you do. The core thought is basically responsibility, and when you're at level 3, you think you owning your own feelings, you're owning your own story, choosing to be accountable for one's own experience and choices. The mentality is I win, and if you win, it's great too. You're at the cause, not the effect. See the difference, guys? And forgiveness is there, cooperative, teamwork, letting go of the resentment and anger, accountability. So you are accountable for for your words, your promises. I win, and hopefully you win too. Partnership is a lot in there. Compromise, engagement, collaboration. So please write down for yourself what triggers level 3 in your life. And like, as I said, physical factors, emotional factors, spiritual factors. What factors trigger level 3 in your life? And it's always good to know what factors are triggering anabolic levels in our life, because we need to know them. We need to leave them. We need to use those moments and triggers more to act up, to show up more productive and more constructive and more anabolic. Level 4, we're going to be talking. Please, next slide. So core thought associated with level 4 is concern. Let me tell you something. Level 4 is all about others. Care is a core thing that you experience. Is a core feeling and emotion and result you have all the time. But there are actually things that you should know about level 4, not to be mistaken, not to forget yourself. Core thought associated with level 4 is you win. I love you. I care about others. I love others. And there are a lot of empathy. There are compassion for others. Emotions and feelings associated with level 4 is compassion, gratitude, love, conditional. It's okay to love conditional because I'm going to explain you why. Caring, trust. Take a note. Level 4 is about others, but it won't be level 4 if you don't have a self-compassion. As much as you have a self-compassion, you need to have it for others at level 4. So if there is level 4 and you have compassion for others, but you forgive yourself, I'm sorry, you forget yourself, then there is no more level 4 anymore. You actually jump down to level 1 as a victim energy. I keep giving, nobody cares about me. I'm so tired of giving. Everybody is so needy around me. This is not level 4. Don't make a mistake. Level 4 only works with healthy boundaries. So I'm going to make it, this is a very classic example I always make for level 4. My sister, she's my best friend. She had a move from one apartment to a house. And at the same time, I had a very, very important exam of my life. So she had no one to help her, and she could not move the date to other days that I'm more available to her. So she asked me to be there for her. I said, you know what? I'm coming from 7 a.m., but I have to leave at 4 p.m. Although I knew I'm going to be dead by 4, but I knew I can take a nap, get a shower, and I have still like 5 hours for studying. Okay, so this is a healthy boundaries. But if she needed me, because she definitely needed me to be there to the end of the night, and she's my sister, right? But how about my own important thing? Because if I lose my exam, then I will be blaming myself. What is wrong with me? I'm this, I'm that. There are a lot of tags I would put on myself. Like I'm not gonna forgive myself for the damage I've done to myself, right? And I'm not gonna bring excuses to anybody because that's own personal choice. So imagine, this is so important even for leaders. A good leader is one who can tell another how to reach his or her potential. A great leader is one who can help another discover the potentials for him or herself. So definitely you need to have healthy boundaries and take care of yourself when you need it. Action and result associated with level 4 is a service. Focus is on you. Nothing taken personally. Supporting, volunteering. A lot of you guys coming to Canada, new workplaces, we need to have volunteer experiences. So many people just do it for having it in their resume, but do it wholeheartedly. Put your all in when you're doing it, because you never know, someone is observing you. They can recognize where this energy is coming from. You do it because you have to do it, or you do it by your heart and you're just there for maybe elderlies, maybe hospital, maybe children, whoever you are volunteering for. Just do it wholeheartedly, otherwise people can see it, and that has no value, and it's going to hurt yourself absolutely more than anyone. So yeah, like helping, generosity, self-care, teaching, all of these things are actions are associated with level 4. Let's move to level 5. Don't forget to take a note for yourself what triggers level 4 in your life. Level 5. Core thoughts and are associated with level 5 is reconciliation, harmony, peace, content, happy. We both win or we don't play. It's 80% anabolic, 80% constructive. Um, we are all perfect and unique. That's a thought. I understand you. Life is full of opportunities. There is no mistake. If you really come into this, there is no mistake to be done, because whatever you've done and you think it's a mistake, it redirects you to a better life because it taught you something. There is no failure because it's all opportunity to learn. There is no mistake to be done. I'm always in control of my life and my perspective of it. Everything has meaning and purpose. There are no problem, only opportunities. This is the way of living that majority of successful leaders are believing in, and the feelings and emotions they're experiencing. So if you want to be a good leader in your life, you need to focus on this. And core emotions and feelings associated with level 5 is peace, absolutely peace, calmness, confidence. An action and result associated with level 5 is acceptance. Acceptance with what is and how is. Little judgment is still there because we're moving to other levels, but very, very less judgment than other levels. Openness, focus on us, fulfillment, strong outer faith. Believing, willingness to receive. Sometimes we have a receiving problem, such as compliment. When your boss is coming to you and say, yeah, you did a good job, you say, no, 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 it's okay, I had to do it. No, it's, you need to work on receiving things. And also critiques, when someone is giving you comments and opinion. Well, as much as we're willing to grow, so as much as we need to grow, we need to receive things that are working for us. Entrepreneurship, reconciliation, learning is all about level 5. And yeah, that's it. We're going to write down what triggers level 5, what situation are triggering level 5 in us, what reminds you of being at level 5 yesterday, last month, last week, with who, which situation. So you need to keep those records for yourself. We're moving to level 6 because we don't have much time to talk. I'm trying to wrap it up. This is a 3 hours presentation. I'm wrapping it up for you in 40 minutes. So yeah, just write down the characteristic of each level for yourself. There are a lot of fun guys in level 5. I forgot to tell you. Now we're in level 6. We're going to talk about it. Level 6, basically, and 7 is mostly anabolic. Like this is 90% anabolic and healing and constructive, and the pure joy is there. The way of looking is you look you we win or nobody, no one is. We're all one. I mean, there is no loser. This is the core thought and blending way of illusion of individuality. There is no me and you anyways. Yeah, and combining separate elements or substances to form a coherent whole, coming together, combination, composite, we're all one synergy level. Like it's a absolutely synergy level. So many spiritual teachers are experiencing this level a lot in their lives. Core feeling and emotions are pure joy, a permanent sense of pleasure, happiness, delight. Nothing is black or white, and it's empowered. Action and result, you see people are experiencing a lot of wisdom in their words, in their actions, in their feelings. Yeah, they're experiencing a lot of this type of energy, or they're showing up with this level. So you become very intuitive, guys. Like you trust your feeling, you trust your gut. Your gut says a lot about what reality is, and you become very intuitive, and enlightenment and intuition exist a lot on this level. Yeah, having or showing insight, mm, when you have insight, when there's no noise in your mind, you clear everything, and there's no judgment. Absolutely, you're able to hear what your intuition is saying. And please put down when what triggers level 6 in your life, and how does that serve you. What are the moments you remember you lived in level 6? Was it yesterday? Was it last night you spent time with your friends, or you went out for lunch with your colleagues and you had some amazing conversation about your families, or you went to hiking, you went to exercise? You need to you really keep these records for yourself to um, bring it into those dark moments, those victim energy moments, those level 1 energy moments, and you need to enhance what you have from anabolic levels to incorporate into your workplace and your personal life. Spiritual factors, mental factors, emotional factors, physical factors. I myself, when I hike, I'm definitely at level 6 and 7. When I exercise, definitely disconnect from everything, and definitely I am intuitive, and um, really I feel I'm one with everybody. So we're moving to level 7, please. Core thought, and you see I put Mother Teresa here for you. It says if you judge people, you have no time to love them. There is a, I put Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa, as you may know all of them. Um, they're spiritual teachers, and so many people are following their path and trying to get inspired by the way they were thinking, they were performing, they were showing up in the world. And they had no knowledge of levels, but they were just, living it. And I'm sure they had moments of darkness, we all have, but trying to focus and practice anabolic levels, after a while it becomes kind of autopilot in us, and because we get a lot of result out of being anabolic and showing up anabolic in our lives. When there is, I'm talking about level 7 now, core thoughts are absolutely non-judgmental. There is no 100% no judgment. This is 100% anabolic way of being. Objectivity, lack of fear, and the belief is I create my own experience, and I make my life every second. That's how powerful it is. Um, so many artists are very, like they're creating amazing artworks and they're very famous. They when they're doing that artwork, they are absolutely living in level 6 and 7. They're so disconnected, and they become one with the material media, the color, the nature, everything all together is one. Core feeling and emotional, absolute passion, total bliss, energy, intense desire to enthusiasm for any and all experiences. Action and result of level 7 is bringing something new into existence, spontaneous manifestation of ideas, thoughts, and genius thinking. Absolute passion. I'm the source. Winning and losing are absolute illusion, and you have unconditional love towards yourself and others. You cannot love anybody if you don't love yourself. So yeah, I want you to be in the zone when you are in the level 7, yeah, and it's very much you leave your flow. When you leave your flow, when in your workplace or your personal life, sometimes you even miss going to the washroom, just your very basic needs. You miss eating, drinking, because you love what you're doing. And you don't feel hungry, or you don't feel any need, any physical need, any emotional need, because you are the source. And as I mentioned, volunteers, those who are all in and doing everything by their own heart, they're living in absolute level 6 and 7. And always, there are many things that I cannot say because it's really like we are limited in time. But note that each level has its own advantage and disadvantages as well, even the constructive levels, which hopefully there is some other chances I can talk about in future workshops, online or in person. And I'm gonna just talk about the next slide. This is you can take a picture of this. This is really good. It's basically started from the core energetic self-perception. So there is a test. Next slide, please. There is a test. I'm gonna get back to this here. Just skip this, please. Yeah. There's a test. It's called ELI, or Energy Leadership Index Assessment. That you need to be doing this test if you want, for those who are master practitioners like me. So if you need this test, you need to contact me, and then you can have the energetic profile specifically customized for you. So there's a test, you take the test, and then after this you see the chart on the left side. It gives you two charts about your energetic profile. It tells you what is the percentage of each level you show up in the world with, in your daily routine or your stress reaction. And I'm the one who can debrief it for you and just go through the details and tell you how you show up that you have these results, and we can discover more about yourself and bring up more awareness to your daily life and your workplace. Please go to the next. Yeah, this is the book. I highly recommend if someone is very interested in this topic. Energy Leadership is written by Bruce D. Schneider, the founder of this amazing idea. You can buy it from Amazon or bookstores as well. Next slide, please. And this is saying, I love it. Brian Tracy says, you are a living magnet. What you attract into your life is in harmony with your dominant thoughts. So watch your thoughts, watch your feelings, and watch your action. I always say, if you wake up every day in the morning and do everything the same, you will have the same result. If you want to change, you need to change something internally. So in terms of, next slide please, in terms of contacting me, thank you so much for listening to me, for spending time on your personal development, professional development. You need to thank yourself, first of all. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be at your service. And if you want to find me, you can find me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and my email address is there. On my website is down, that's why I didn't share it with you yet. And I'm gonna hand it back to Sonia. If there is any question, I think we have 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes to answer those. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saraf. That was, again, very inspirational. I'm going to get everybody to type in their questions into the questions tab, and I'll give you a few moments. And Saraf, if you could turn your camera on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we're starting to get questions in, but if you have any questions, everyone, please start typing them into the questions tab so that Saraf can answer your questions. That was very therapeutic for sure.
I'm honored. I'm very happy. I hope you have some takeaways, and in this very quick presentation, you had a chance to look into yourself and see how you show up.
For sure. Okay, so there's questions coming in. So I guess like an overall question, could you just kind of recap how we can use the 7 levels of leadership when during our job search?
It's very internal, and I believe setting intention so important. What is my main intention in job search? Am I so scared of not to be survived in this new experience, or am I so many people get stuck in surviving jobs instead of focusing on personal professional developments, because probably they are thinking about the basic type of thinking, or basic they need to be in a survival mood. So imagine yourself in that surviving mood. If you're job searching, you might underestimate your ability, and look into yourself and emotions that you're incorporating into what you're doing, job search or interview, and how you show up, how, what is your intention? Am I scared? Am I worried a lot? So these are definitely distracting you to from be
Right,
successful.
right.
It's a lot to say. I rather to move to other question, but you have my email definitely. All of you are so welcome to contact me. I'll be with you in any question you have.
Awesome. And I think that you mentioned, I think it was level four, saying like, kind of saying it, like not taking things personally. So when people do get, rejected, like you apply for this email and for this job, and you've, tailored your resume for this position, and you worked so hard, you spent the whole day, you got your husband or your sister or your friend to look at your resume, and then you send it in finally, and you're thinking you're going to hear back, and all you get is an electronic email saying, sorry, you were not selected for an interview, but we'll keep your resume on file. And that really brings people down, right? So I think that maybe could you maybe focus on that and just kind of tell people to remove themselves as, or just don't take it personally, because it really makes
Absolutely,
people
absolutely.
feel.
This has a lot with the mindset. When you have a growth mindset, definitely you don't take this personally, and it doesn't become part of your identity. Where
And that's what it happens. A lot of people just think, this is me. I won't be able to find a job because wherever I'm applying, even if I'm sending out resumes without looking at them, or if I'm actually sitting down tailoring them, it's the same thing. So maybe we can,
Yeah.
yeah,
When you say it's me, guys, when you think all you take things personally, and or you start putting a lot of tags on yourself by what you see from your environment or what these responses are, this is a fixed mindset. There is no growth into that. And it actually takes you down to level one and level two. It creates a lot of anger, and your family
yes,
is going to be affected. You're not going to be constructive. You're going to be very frustrated, and nothing is going to change. Everything is going to be even worse. It's a choice. We always have a choice. Change your perception. Um, Let go of resentment, and try to see what can I do to make this professional path going. If I hear five no's, that doesn't mean the whole world is saying no to me. And majority of the time, people are saying no to you or responding to you, and they don't know who you are.
exactly.
You might be the sweetest person, or you might be the most frowning person, but they don't even know. They don't know this. You are not a paper. The paper is representing the experiences you mentioned. Can be a lie, can be truth, I don't know, whatever. But you are beyond that. You are a real source. You need to find ways to show up, to to actually learn, develop more professionalism, develop whatever you need. You need to ask yourself a question: what can I do to make this work? It's all
Exactly.
about you. It's all about you. It's not about your abilities. It's about your actions. Your action can be changed. The circumstances can be changed, and it doesn't define who you are. It never defines who you are. Language barriers, appearances, skin color. Come on, you live in a country which everybody is envying us. And we're so lucky. As you imagine what the world is going on right now, and everybody is respecting the diversity, and this is absolutely cultivated in here, and we are absolutely lucky. From each race, each background, ethnicity, you are welcome everywhere. Just you need to think a little bit differently.
Thank you, Saraf. And talking about thinking a little differently, if you do want to stand out and if you don't just want to be a piece of paper, which is your resume, maybe you need to do alternative things, as in go out to job fairs, come to Access Employment when you do get here, or go to networking events, go wherever you can meet people. And if you have children, when you're picking them up from school, talk to the parents that are picking them up as well. While you're dropping them off in the morning, they're all going to work. They're wearing their suits. They're wearing their work clothes. Network with them. Be involved in your children's extracurricular activities. Show up,
Totally.
show your face. You never know where you make these connections. I mean, these children are going to
Connections.
school.
Yeah, just
Their
go to
parents are
the,
working. Somebody's
yeah.
working somewhere. You never know where you can make these connections. So
Exactly.
it's not even that you have to go to a job fair, networking event. You never know where you can meet someone in an elevator. So always have that energy, that the smile, that positivity, just like Sadaf has, let it radiate. Even when you're standing in an elevator, you should have people wanting to say hi to you. If when you're standing at the bus stop, you're at the doctor's office, you're waiting somewhere, just, you do a smile, and there you go. That's a conversation starter right there.
Yeah, and
So
ask yourself, what quality do I bring to this work? What quality do I put in the table to make this work? Always question yourself. What are the qualities you are tapping into? The qualities you're having. Like, are you tapping into your potentials? Always ask yourself these questions.
thank you, Sadaf. So DT has a question here. She wants to know, can there be a combination of two levels for the same situation?
Yeah, because you are bouncing between the situation. It's not a combination. We're keep bouncing. We're either shifting or going down. We're either acting more constructive than what we used to, or we are actually jumping down and to the lower levels and being more destructive. Um,
Right.
Maybe in one conversation, Sonia, I have with you, I might show up with different levels. Like maybe I start with level one or I start with level four, and then at the end we end up to level one. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. In one situation you can experience, as I said, levels are, and we are humans. There are a lot of thoughts, and we are being in there, and they're stimulating a lot of hormones and emotions and all these things. We're dealing with all of this, but don't go to so much details. As much as you have the power of choosing, that is taking you anywhere you want. You have the power of changing your perception. You have the power of not remaining as a victim of the situation or whatever you're being hearing. So you can choose however you want to show up, and that's absolutely in your power, not anyone else.
Thank you. And I totally understand that there really can't be a combination because it's just you're bouncing between the two levels.
Yeah, you
So
cannot be angry and concerned at the same time. And if you say yes, I've been there, concerned and angry, I'm telling you, concern is not what we mean. Is
you're
the
just angry.
yes, yeah, yeah.
So
You're worried.
it really takes a lot of work and effort on your part to be able to let go of that anger and just move over to just concern.
Yeah,
And
concern is a good definition in here. It's not knowing the feelings, guys, is important. We don't know many feelings exist. We just tap into the general ones, like angry, upset, happy, excited. But there are many details underneath. There are very subcategories of feeling.
absolutely right. Okay, so let's move on to the next question we have. So while operating at level 6, what needs to be improved to move on to the next level?
Mm, I'm not so clear about what needs to be improved. So if you are in level six, I don't know if they mean by improving means moving to the next level. I mean seven or what? Can you
Yeah.
redo your what?
Well, DT, could you retype your question? But basically, I think she's saying what needs to be improved on while you're operating at level 6. So, like, what should be your areas of improvement?
Oh, I
Um,
see.
yeah.
Well, characteristic of leaders experiencing level six is um, participating in project instead of fully delegating them. This is one of the examples in the work. Hope others realize their true potential. And just wishing this for others to live their full potential is one of the characteristics of level 6. Know what is going on without having to ask. Role model whom others see as wise, kind, and fair. Just be fair and visionary. Leaders by presence more than by actions. When you leave your presence, definitely you need to work on the way you present yourself, or being present in the, wherever you are in the present moment, and that's what you need to improve.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, as an example, I would say that, we try to, a lot of clients or a lot of job seekers want to get involved in getting an informational interview with employers. And a lot of times they ask, well, how can I connect with an employer? If it's not really for a job, all I want to do is just ask them questions. So we always say, connect with them on LinkedIn, tell them that you want an informational interview, but also offer what you have, right? So offer, like, be humble, be open to sharing what you have. Sharing just I mean, even if they're on your LinkedIn, sharing a greeting, like for example, it's happy holidays, or it's it's family day, or whatever the
Absolutely.
occasion is. Just sharing a greeting, just giving them something that you have. I mean, they're not getting anything from it much as you could possibly get from them, but just sharing yourself with them, that could have that in you to share
Absolutely.
with
And
different
even in the workplace, those who have job already, like teamwork is the key to success.
of course.
And companies always thinking about how to create teams that utilize each individual's gift to the fullest possible, you know. And when you avoid being in the team, even for a lunch, even for a conversation, for having a coffee break, or it's just it depends on how much you care about meaning and engagement in your life.
All right. Thank you, Sadaf. I think that answers everybody's questions. Um, Oh, well, Hazam has a question. I'm going to take the last question here. He can't understand the link between, he's just trying, oh, I guess we went over it. So, just leadership and how we can relate it to job search. You can use this in every aspect of your life. It's all about like moving from letting go of all the negatives in your life and moving towards the positives and just owning it and using
And
it for the job
focus.
search as well.
Yeah, and focus on the feeling and thoughts you have while you are doing this. Write
So,
your emotion and feeling and thought when you are in the job search process. What kind of thought I'm dealing with? What kind of emotion I'm dealing with? What kind of action and result I'm having at the end of each night? And you can assess yourself absolutely where you are.
Exactly, and it's very hard to get into that mindset if you're looking from a job seeker's point of view, because at that point that job seeker is thinking about bringing food to the table. Resources are running out, savings are running out, and there's children, they want things, they go to school and all their friends have all these great things, and there's so many of these aspects that put into play here. But again, it's really important to just really sit down and break it down into boxes or levels to see, what did I do today? I haven't heard back from this employer. When do I follow up? What do I need to do on my resume? It's all about organizing your thoughts, organizing what you do, organizing your skills, your experiences, putting them into charts, whatever it is that, how you organize things. I like to use tables and charts, but whatever works for you, do whatever it is at the end of the day and figure out, solve the problem so that you can fix it the next day. I mean, you can sit there and apply to 50 jobs one day and then you don't hear anything. Next day you do the same thing. Break that pattern. Try to understand what's happening and why you're not moving forward.
And give yourself permission to be human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I hope that answers everybody's questions. Thank you again, everyone, for joining, and thank you, Sada, for you
My
especially.
pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much for listening to me.
All right, so I'm just gonna keep you on the line before we move forward, and I just want everybody to know that if you are looking for some more resources, you can always access our e-access, which is called our hub online. So if you go on our website at accessemployment.ca, there's a tab on your right that says e-access. If you are on your cell phone, go all the way down, and we should be at the bottom where you can check out different resources on how to build a resume, interview skills, and other webinars as well. We are very active on our social media, so if you do want to get in touch with us, the best way is to check out any of our social media pages. We just launched Instagram as well, so let's make it happening. Let's get some followers on there. We're very active on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook as it is. And again, thank you everybody for your participation. There is a survey at the end of the webinar. We'd love to hear from you. And Sadaf, thank you again for joining us.
It's a
And
pleasure.
we
Thanks
would
for
love
having
to see
me.
you again. Hopefully we can see you in person as well. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
No, if you have more question or you want the assessment, just contact me and we'll set it up and we'll go through it.
And I will be sharing Sadaf's information at the in the follow-up email as well. So everyone have a great week ahead, and hopefully I'll see you guys on Thursday.
And stay awesome. Stay awesome.
Thank you, Sadaf. Thank you for your
You're
positivity.
welcome.
Bye, all.
Take care. Bye bye.